So I hope you all are having a good morning. And like I said, I'm going to just read a little biography, give you a little Black History moment before we get into today's book. And today's biography is going to be on a gentleman named John Lewis. Parents will know who John Lewis is. John Lewis is an activist and a member of Congress. This is the illustration of John Lewis. People always knew John was meant to be a leader. When he was young, he dreamed of being a minister. Dressed in a shirt and tie, he preached to the chickens on his family farm. Even at home, though, he was aware of discrimination in segregated Alabama. Nicer schools, libraries, and buses were reserved for white people. John thought this was unfair. His parents told him to leave it alone, but he wanted to make things better. At around the age of 15, John heard Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on the radio describing how nonviolent protests such as marches and boycotts were helping to end segregation. John was inspired and attended his first march. In college, he wrote to Dr. King asking for advice on how to do more. Amazingly, Dr. King wrote him back, met with him, and soon became a friend and mentor. John organized sit-ins and participated in freedom rides where young Black and white activists would sit together in segregated diners and buses. By the age of 23, John was one of the big 6 civil rights leaders who worked with Dr. King and one another to organize the 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. In 1965, John and 600 others planned to march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. When they crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge, state troopers were waiting for them. The troopers attacked the protesters, injuring many, including John, his skull was fractured. The images from the march of peaceful protesters being beaten made it onto the national news. Americans were horrified, and this led to a wave of support for civil rights. Over the years, John has received many honors for fighting for the rights of his fellow Americans, and he's still using nonviolence. He has held a seat in the United States House of Representatives, serving Atlanta's 5th District since 1987. In 2016, he held a sit-in at the U.S. Capitol to push for gun control laws. As a boy, John wanted to change the world, and as a man, he keeps on changing it. And I know the parents, you can take it amongst yourselves to discuss a little bit more with your littles about what being an activist is. And I'm going to keep it light because I know they're small children, but I would just encourage parents to continue to teach their children to treat other people fairly and equally, no matter if they look like them, if they don't look like them, if they can run around the same way they can run around, or if they might have a little boy or girl in their class who's in a wheelchair, or somebody who comes from a different country. I encourage you to start your children out by teaching them love and teaching them to accept each other, because we know there's a lot of terrible things going on in the world today, and I don't know how much we can do to change the hearts and minds of older people, but young people are there to just absorb everything that we're teaching them. So I'm going to ask you to encourage your children to be like John and to have compassion and love for every human. And if parents would like to read more books to their kids about John Lewis, there's a book written by Jabari Asim with art by E.B. Lewis called Preaching to the Chickens, The Story of Young John Lewis. So that's a way that you can further this lesson. That book is kid friendly, and again, it's called Preaching to the Chickens, the story of John Lewis. If you'll remember, in his biography, when he was younger, he wanted to be a pastor. And so he would preach to the chickens. And I know a lot of little ones have dogs and cats that they sit and talk to and hold court with. So I think that would be a good follow-up to this story about John Lewis. And now I'm going to go ahead and get into the book for the morning, which is called The King of Kindergarten by Derrick Barnes and illustrated by Vanessa Brantley-Newton. Let's see, The King of Kindergarten. Let me go this way. The morning sun blares through your window like a million brass trumpets. It sits and shines behind your head like a crown. Mommy says that today you are going to be the king of kindergarten. You see that sun? You see those trumpets around the sun? Can you make the sound of a trumpet? You'll use a golden brush to clean ye royal chiclets. Do you know what ye royal chiclets are? Look what he's doing. Did you all brush your teeth yet today? You'll wash your own face with a cloth bearing the family crest. You'll dress yourself neatly in hand-picked garments from the far-off villages of Osh and Kosh. Begosh, you'll be ready to reign. Do you guys like getting yourselves dressed? What's your favorite outfit? Look at his favorite outfit. My baby is heading to school, Mommy will say during breakfast. But you're not a baby. Could a baby wolf down a tower of pancakes the way you can? I don't think so. Look at those pancakes. Can you eat all those pancakes? He's a big boy. You're growing up so fast, Daddy will say, and he'll be right. I can't stay the same size forever, can I? You'll say one day, I'll be taller than you, Daddy, and you'll be my little man. Daddy will laugh, but you won't be joking. See, he's getting taller. Does anybody else have a ruler or lines on the wall that your parents use to see how tall you're getting? Then a big yellow carriage will deliver you to a grand fortress. His yellow carriage, guys. School bus. As you walk up to the towering doors, you'll remember Mommy saying, hold your head up high and greet everyone with a brilliant, beaming, majestic smile, for you are the king of kindergarten. And look, what does he see? What does he see on his head when he looks at his reflection? A crown for a king. Hey, Bobby. Your teacher will welcome you with a warm smile and a friendly good morning. She'll be delighted by how you recite your name with pride. Going into the classroom, you see teacher. When you head to your royal seat, the kids at your round table will wave and say hi, like they've been waiting on you all summer. So you smile back, return the wave, and give them a cheerful hi, everybody. The truth is, you couldn't wait to meet your kindergarten kingdom either. Look at him and his friends in his class. I know you guys miss your friends in your classes, don't you? Your teacher will go over classroom rules, and you'll all discuss important matters such as shapes, the alphabet, and the never-ending mystery of numbers. She'll even read a book about trucks, trains, and tracks. Whew, it sounds like a lot, but you're the king of kindergarten. Piece of cake. You will show your bravery at recess when you go up to one of your classmates and ask, Marie, do you want to play with me? Not only will she say yes, but she'll lead the way in helping you save the kingdom by battling a fire-breathing dragon. Look at that. You see the dragon? Cool. In the cafeteria, the boy sitting next to you will be missing dessert. You'll have packed your favorite chocolate pudding with an extra cup just in case. So you'll say to him, want a pudding, Howie? He'll say thanks, and you won't mind at all, because what could be cooler than sharing with a new friend? You see him sharing his pudding? And you see what the sign says? Be awesome. We are kind to each other. And sharing his pudding was being kind to his friend Howie. After a royal rest, you'll arise to sing and dance and bop to a rhythm beat. Do you guys sing after nap time at school? The day will be one you'll never forget. At the end of it, your teacher will wish you all a magnificent evening and bid you farewell until dawn. On your way back home, you'll think of all the things you can't wait to tell your parents. I made a bunch of new friends. My teacher is nice, and recess is the best thing ever. And tomorrow it will begin again, another day as the charming, the wonderful, and the kind King of Kindergarten. The end. So you guys went on adventures with this young king when he started his first day of kindergarten, and he made a bunch of new friends. He played, he learned. His teacher read them a book like I'm reading to you now, and he had a great day. So just like I was saying earlier, what made him the king and what made him so special was he was nice to people, and he was friendly, and he was kind. And when his mother woke him up that morning and told him he was a king, he carried on that same attitude all day. So this is just another testament of how what you pour into your children can be a benefit to all of those who encounter them. So I think that's it. If anybody has any questions, thank you, Mrs. Ruckus. I appreciate you. Hey, Terrence, I'm going to post this in the story. So if you missed it, you can run it back. And then it will also be posted on YouTube for you to share and follow. We have our whole series is posted on YouTube under the Safer at Home series, under our Safer at Home playlist. If you go to our YouTube page, Black Archive Historic Lyric Theater, you'll be able to find all of the past Storytime in Color episodes, as well as all of our other episodes from the other sessions that we do 6 days a week. So again, I want to thank you all. This book was The King of Kindergarten by Derrick Barnes, with illustrations by Vanessa Brantley-Newton. And that is it. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day and be kind to one another.